1809, after John Smith had left and gone back to England, when the Powhatans and the English are not getting along very well, I think at this point the Powhatan Indians, this has been a couple years now, they're probably ready for the English to go back home. And so they actually will lay siege to the fort. So when people say, why did they starve? There's, game and there's fish. The Powhatan Indians didn't let them off the island. So they couldn't go hunting. They couldn't go fishing. The English had hogs on an island they called Hog Island. They brought hogs and left them there so they could go and harvest them when they needed them. The Powhatans went and slaughtered the hogs. I think the Powhatans they laid siege to the fort. They were, ready for the English to go home. In the summer, there had been about 300 settlers here. In the spring of 1610, there were 30 settlers left here, 60 settlers left here, 30 at Point Comfort. So about 2/3 of them had died, either from disease, starvation, Indian attacks. Some of them had returned to England. It was just a difficult time here. At this point, I think the English were ready to go home because they buried the cannons, they closed the gates, they got aboard a couple small ships that were tied up, and they were sailing down the James River, probably heading home. An advance ship was coming up the river with news that the new governor with supplies was sailing up the river, so they came back to the fort, opened things up until we have the first permanent English settlement in the New World. When you think about why is Jamestown important, that's one of the reasons why Jamestown is important. I want to point out these buildings.